I find it always so interesting going back to the personal lives of composers and their friends and their connections. And I was just in Vienna visiting the Musikverein, and I went to the archives where Brahms gave his whole library. It was wonderful to see so many objects and books that used to be owned by this composer you know as this great man through the incredible divine music, but then at the end a man who was living a life like all of us. I found, for example, his travel guide to Italy, northern Italy, where he had even circled restaurants where he went to in Verona. Trattoria Cola, for example, he had written he'd been there in April 1880s, I think. Brahms was also a good friend of Dvořák. Dvořák heard performance of Brahms' Third Symphony, which inspired him greatly and was one of the great inspirations for the Seventh Symphony. So it's very interesting to put together Dvořák and Brahms, friends in a way. And the music is very different because they are two very original composers. But the friendship, there is something what one finds even in the music when you put them together. They complement each other like they probably did around the dinner table. Pierre Boulez was one of the incredible, most important figures of classical music. His piece Initial, which is a very short fanfare overture for brass, extremely difficult. So I'm very, very happy to do with the Chicago Symphony brass, which is world famous and wonderful. And of course, his history with our orchestra here in Chicago is precious. To know that he's been here, he's been standing on the same podium and everything. One feels a certain historical connection, and it's a very beautiful program in a way about friendship. Also Boulez's friendship to this orchestra, Brahms and Dvořák, and then Daniil Trifonov, who is an old friend. He has such a beautiful sound, and he's absolutely the right person for these monumental pieces where he always makes sure that the line is so beautifully crafted.